Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about classified information. But before we do, we just want to remind you to subscribe so you can see all our videos as they come out. We do top 10s, we do reviews, we do convention vlogs. You just want to make sure to subscribe. All right, so classified information is designed by Justin Gunnell, and it is published by IncrediQuest Games.
All right, so as you can tell from this box, this is a big monster game, right? Full of minis and all kinds of stuff. Wrong. This is an 18-card micro game. With a little bit more variability, of course. But at its core, it is an 18-card micro game. Basically, what we've got two factions. It's kind of this dystopian future. These two factions that are facing off against each other. And you're trying to defeat each other by figuring out each other's codes. You have one code behind you that has 3 numbers that unlock that code, and you are trying to figure out what they are. But you also have some guards that you can put up in front of you, and those guards are going to block some of those code numbers. But you also have assassins that are going to kill the guards, and you've got, of course, lots of cards that are going to give you special powers as well. Basically, what's going to happen is you have 2 cards in your hand. You're going to draw one card, and then place a card down in front of you, either to enact its special ability, or to as a guard to kind of block off one of your numbers, or to attack one of your opponent's guards, or what you can do is also an encrypted deck, which kind of just goes side pile. Just put cards over there. And what you're doing is you were basically just making it so that some numbers will never get revealed, because every card that you reveal is information for your opponent, so they can help deduce what your code might be. So maybe sometimes you don't want them to know any information, you can just ditch a card and not play anything. It doesn't advance you per se, but it gives them less to work off of.
Yeah. So
what's going to happen is at the very end of the game, once all the cards have drawn out and all the cards have been played, you'll have one card left in your hand. And then what you're going to do is you are going to reveal your card that you have left in your hand. You're also going to reveal your code. And then if the same number, if the number that you have is on your opponent's code, one of the 3 numbers that you need to lock it, you win the game. Unless, of course, there's a guard blocking that specific number. And there is a chance for both teams to get each other's numbers as well, in which case both players lose or win, no matter how you look at it. So that's classified information in a nutshell.
So like Ryan said, these cards are numbered, and they're numbered 1 through 9, and there's 2 copies of each. But what else this game has is there's other packs of 1 through 9, and they all have different card abilities. So what you can actually do is kind of customize your gameplay. You're always going to have the 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, but you can actually put in different 3s, different 4s in there that do different things and have different abilities. So I like that you can kind of customize this gameplay, or when you get really used to one set, you can actually go to the next set and just have a slightly different interaction going on there. So I like that you're able to customize this.
The big deduction part of this is huge as far as figuring out what your opponent has and keeping back the right card in order to make that code happen, and getting past the guards, of course. But the way you do that is all through this kind of deduction wheel that you are given. It basically shows you all the different options on there and what might be adjacent to it in terms of number ordered. And then as you're playing, what you're going to do is as you see cards or learn about cards through the card play, you can kind of go to that cipher wheel and cross off things. Okay, I know we've seen at least one of those. We've seen 2 of those, so I know it's not that. We've seen some of these. I asked a question that gave me this result, and I can kind of keep some notes about that, so you can get closer and closer to deducing what the code is that you need, or within a range at least a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the deduction is a really important part of this, and the wheel is actually really, really helpful in order to make that happen.
So the guards are really clever and important. So when you place a guard down, it's face down unless the card indicates it needs to be face up. But essentially, you're trying to protect yourself for the end of the game. However, there's a few things that can happen here. Somebody could make you reveal your card, and that gives them information about what your card is. You could intentionally place something weird there, knowing that it's going to be revealed, knowing that you're going to trick your opponent, knowing that it'll make them guess the wrong number. Ryan? There's a lot of things that can happen with these card cards, and I was kind of impressed with how much interaction could happen with just this little card out there in front of you, messing me up.
All right, so this is the Kickstarter edition, so not all editions necessarily going to come with everything that we saw here, but basically you get the 3 different whole sets of cards, 3 different sets of 9 times 2 cards. This one also came with a really nice kind of upgraded version of the cipher wheel.
Yes.
They kind of had a
Very
little
nice.
kind of a player shield element to it as well, so that way nobody can see what you're writing. It came with a really cool metal coin. It came with sleeves. It came with some promo cards. It came with another whole kind of extra set of promo cards. So it had tons and tons of stuff in this box, and all a really, really nice insert as well. So there's a lot of stuff for an 18 card game, which we can talk about that a little bit later on. But the sleeves were one thing I wanted to talk about. There's enough for one game's worth of sleeves.
Yeah.
The problem is, especially with the Kickstarter edition, you have tons and tons and tons of cards that need sleeves, but you only have one game's worth of sleeves in the box, which means, let's say we did ours with the first set, right? 'Cause that's when we kind of played the most, and that's when we saw the most of. So we sleeved those. But then we wanted to start introducing cards from deck 2 and deck 3.
You have to
In order to mix that, you have to unsleeve the cards from one, and in order to put the sleeves from sets 2 in, or the cards from sets 2 in those sets, or whatever, or unsleeve things so you can play it with other unsleeved things. It kind of got messy. I would have liked it a lot more, even though there's already a ton in this box. I would have liked it if they gave enough sleeves to kind of cover everything, so that we didn't have to kind of keep on undoing, resleeving, unsleeving over and over again in order to make these mashups.
Yeah. But overall, I thought this was a really good, solid game. If you like 2-player games, if you like micro games, and if you like deduction games, I can almost guarantee you're going to enjoy this.
I agree. This is a really, I was kind of surprised by how clever the card play was when I was trying to deduce all this information, and it takes up no time at all. It's super, super simple. But that leads me to, it's hard to complain, but this is just a lot of stuff for, I would have preferred there just to be just the cards, or, just, that's all. You don't need more fluff. You don't need the cool insert. It's just a card game. This is way too big of a box for just a card game. I do appreciate the effort they put into that. But if you are taking this somewhere like to travel or whatever, they also included a cloth bag in the Kickstarter version, which serves no purpose for the game itself. But I think what it's for is if you wanted to travel with you and just have that one or 2 packs of cards with you, and that's all you really need to do is to take those 1 or 2 cards with you, and you're good to go. But then again, there's just another cloth bag, another piece that fits in this giant box for this small 18-card game. Again, even with all 3 packs, it's 54 cards. Even with the promo cards, we're talking about less than 70 cards.
Yeah, but the boxes those cards are in are really cool because they open and they're magnetic, so they close. So you're not tipping up. They just like a flower blooming.
Okay, there you go. Blooming flower.
Blooming flower.
That's the box inside the box. Classified information.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see all our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us in all of these places.
Yes, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.